And the input devices, there are many, there are very many types of devices that are used to enter data or enter input into a computer. A computer does not require to have all of these listed. They are normally required depending on the function that a computer requires. For instance, okay, most of the computers will have a keyboard. And as I mentioned, tablets and phones are also computers. But now you see nowadays they do not require physical keyboards. If at any one point you want to enter some data, then you are going to be given a virtual keyboard, the one that that appears when you want to type some data into your tablet or into your phone. So we are saying that sometimes virtual one is still a keyboard, but it is not necessarily physical. So it all depends with the purpose and the work that a given computing device performs. Again, we require a mouse, but not all computers or computer devices require a mouse. Nowadays, again, phones and tablets do not require a mouse. All they require is a touch screen. So a touch screen nowadays is still an input device. It may not be listed here, but it is one of them. Then you're going to find others like joystick, light pen. Some of them are old and they have been overtaken by events, but we'll still see them nevertheless. But at least I wanted to highlight the one that I am using now. So when you see me doing this kind of writing on my screen, I'm using a tablet called graphic tablet or digitizer. So we will see it's also part of the input. It allows you to draw or to write and give instructions. All these input devices allow a user to enter data or to allow to give instructions to a computer. So we discuss one at a time now. We'll start with the keyboard. We are saying that the keyboard is the most common and very popular input device, which helps to input data to the computer. The layout of the keyboard is like a traditional typewriter. I'm not sure whether some of you have met a typewriter, but before the onset of computers, we used to have typewriters. They were very common, and they were used by secretaries to convert the manuscripts of books. You know, the books that you see today, some of them were printed before computers became common like they are today. So in the old days, someone used to handwrite. You write your story, you want to become a book or a novel, and then you give it to a secretary or a manuscript editor who are going to type for you, convert it from being the handwritten to typed one. So that kind of typewriter was used in the old days, and therefore we are saying that keyboard actually follows that format, but it has some additional keys. Probably when you compare the keyboard with the typewriter. So that is what a keyboard is, and they are saying that keyboards are of two sizes. Some have about 84 keys, and others have about one or two keys. I actually counted my keyboard, and I figured out that it has 80 keys. So probably the keyboards are again different. They can never be standardized, but the most common ones would have, probably for the laptops, they have this size of between 80 to 84, and others that are now the physical keyboards that you find being used by desktop computers would have probably the 100 and plus keys. So there we also need to discuss some keys on the keyboard, and I know some of you might be conversant with this, but nevertheless we are going to discuss them further. Computer keyboards have their keys classified into 5 categories. The first one is the typing keys. It has the ABCDs, A to Z, and has digit keys or numeric keys running from 0 to 9. The automatic, the format of the typewriter. And the other category is called the numeric keypad. The numeric keypad has only numeric digits. So you observe that there are two categories of digit keys or numeric keys. Some of them are on top of the keyboard, just above the ABCDs or A to Z keys, and others sometimes are on the right. They are not always there. These keys have allowed those ones. You might find that these are A to Z. And then you might find numbers from around here, that category. These are 0 to 9. So that is a keyboard with about 80 keys or thereabout. But then there are other keyboards that have other keys here, and I think this is the shorter version of the keyboard, have other keys here that run from 0 to 0, 1, 2, 3, all the way to 9 around here. So that category of keys is the one that is called a numeric keypad. So that numeric keypad still has some additional keys that allow cursor movement. So you might have the arrow keys there as part of the numeric keypad. And the function keys are actually above here. So you'll see around this number. It all depends with where they start. This one, they are called function keys. You'll see them labeled F1 all the way to F12. So those are special purpose keys, and those keys, they are normally assigned different functions depending on the program that you are running. So you can never say that F1 is always doing ABCD or F2 always does this. Those keys are normally given their functions depending on the program that you are running. The other kind of keys that is now quite common is called control keys, and we say that these are keys that provide cursor and screen control, and it includes 4 directional keys. So again, I'll show you where those ones are. So you can clearly see here we have one of arrow points up, the one points left, the other one points down, and the other one points right. Those are the arrow keys. So arrow keys fall under the category of control keys. Then in addition, there are other keys like home, end, insert, and delete. And for my keyboard, I have home being part of the arrow key. Page up is the same as my up key, and page down is my down key, and there is another key called add. Add is on my right. So what we normally do when you want to perform those functions is that you normally place control plus arrow plus left arrow. It will give you this function. When you press control plus up, it will take you page up, etc. So they are called control keys. They allow cursor movement and screen control. The others that may not be there are the control key. I've already talked about control. Control is a key that you normally find on your keyboard, and it allows to modify the functions of different keys that you find on your keyboard. So what you might control, the very common combination you do when you are typing is Control S. That allows you to save. That is in Microsoft Word. Control plus A is you select all. Control C that allows you to copy, etc. So these are called control keys. One of the keys is called control. There is an alternate key. There is also shift. I think shift is actually falling under the category of special purpose keys. So we'll see them shortly. The other category of keys is called special purpose keys, and keyboard has those keys like enter. Allows you to move to a new line, or there's a shift key. Shift key, if you want to type A, B, C, all the way to Z in probably you have caps lock as well. I wanted to say this. Caps lock allows you to type between uppercase and lowercase characters. But again, sometimes you want to mix them up, and instead of typing with changing the caps lock, you can press shift together with a key. And if you had enabled caps to be typed and you have pressed shift plus that a given key, then it will type it as the lowercase. So there are plenty of those special purpose keys like tab, like spacebar, and print screen. All those ones are fall under the category of special purpose keys. So I think I have overdwelt much with the keyboard. Of course, it is the most common one, and it's a bit has a lot of details. So I think it is worth to give it the attention that it is so required.